So this is Danny Wilson for Boxing Science. I've got sat here with me as nutritionist Mayur Ranchordas. How are you doing, Mayur?
Good.
Are you okay?
Good.
So this is the first interview you've done for Boxing Science. So could you give a little introduction to our Boxing Science readers?
Yeah. Well, my name's Mayur Ranchordas. I'm a sport nutritionist at Sheffield Hallam University. Work as a lecturer, researcher and practitioner, and I have done for the last probably 12 years now in sport nutrition. So, happy to be involved and excited to see where this is all going.
Good stuff. So could you talk about your experiences in boxing?
Yeah. I mean, I've done some stuff with individual pro boxers in the past, just helping them make weight, tidying up their diets. And I think one of the most important things is around food. Food always comes first. Eating the right foods at the right times, being in the kitchen, knowing how to cook properly. And I think these are some of the basics that we're going to cover in Boxing Science in future weeks, which I'm looking forward to contributing to. Yeah.
So you see, the most important thing is to educate the boxers and kind of what stuff to eat. So what kind of stuff are they doing wrong at the minute, do you think?
I think there's you've got people in different categories. So you got boxers who plan accordingly and give them 10 to 12 weeks to make the weight. You have people who probably have less time and they spend 4 or 5 weeks. And then you have the ones that engage in some old school methods of making weight. And I guess education's important, but it's also knowing what works. So for example, we know from the science that there's specific ways in how you can make weight. And people need to consider where you carry the weight. So, how much of it is going to be muscle that you're going to be losing, how much of it is fat, how much of it do you carry in the gut. Muscle glycogen carries 2 or 3 kilograms depending on how much carbohydrate you have. So when you can understand the science behind where the weight is distributed and what types of weight you're trying to lose, then I think you can really maximise that, because you can train hard, you can fuel properly, you can recover properly, and you can also make the weight if you give yourself enough time.
So it's like not only it's helping making the weight, but getting the most out of the training and feeling the best at that weight as well. Something that I say to my boxers is being as effective at that weight as possible. If they're on the scales and basically they've got a lot of body fat on there, not enough muscle mass.
It's also being intelligent in terms of, are we going to push you up or are we going to push you down? Sometimes you've got to make that decision, because not everybody has the same body type. And you have some boxers who will gain weight quite quickly. You have some boxers who stay relatively stable. And I think one size doesn't fit all. You've got to use a very individualised approach. Whereas if you've got a boxer who finds it difficult to lose weight, then you've got to use more of an aggressive approach. Whereas if you've got a boxer who tends not to fluctuate as much, you might use more of a passive approach. So it's got to be very individualised.
That's cool. So your first article for Boxing Science was about immunity. Can you talk about the importance of immunity in boxing?
I mean, immunity is important for any athlete, and boxing especially. Boxers train several times a day. Boxers spend time in the gym, they spend time doing their high intensity work, they spend time in the ring, they spend time doing all the conditioning work. And I think what's important is when you get ill, it stops you from training, and any illness will also impair any adaptation. So say for example, if you get ill 3 or 4 times in the year, and each time you're losing 4 or 5 days, potentially that's almost a month worth of training and adaptation that you've lost, which your opponent probably hasn't lost. And the very easy little things to do, such as hand hygiene, sleep, timing of the food, certain supplements like probiotics taken at the right times, and being strategic with that can actually help you enhance your immune function and reduce the incidence of getting ill, which basically means that you can train more and recover quicker, which is going to make you into a better boxer.
I've chatted with my boxers before where they've missed a session and they just see it as one session rather than a knock-on effect to how many other sessions it has, like with loading patterns, overreaching and kind of tapering down as well. So if they end up missing a session, not only does it affect that one, but it affects 4 later. So being ill for 4 or 5 days obviously has a massive effect on the whole training camp in general.
It all adds up.
Yeah, cool. So, what do you see the future for like nutrition in boxing, especially for boxing science? What have you got plans in the pipeline?
Yeah, I think the future for me is a combination of we need to have more science in boxing. Yeah. And when you, as a scientist myself, when I look at the available literature that's out there, it's surprising that how little there's been done on boxing. So I think there's a big gap to fill. So one of the things that I'm excited to be involved with is filling that gap. It's answering some of those performance-related questions. How can we get boxers to recover quicker? What level of dehydration is appropriate, if it's appropriate at all? Are there any supplements that can enhance boxing? Are there any supplements that can enhance recovery from boxing? I'm excited to educate boxers in terms of going into the kitchen, and rather than spending 2 hours cooking something, is within 20 minutes you'll be surprised at what you can cook, but you need the skills to learn that. So I think in the pipeline what's coming up is you've got these practical kitchen sessions, you've got the informative ways on how to make weight appropriately, individualised approach, because I think that's the future. No one person's the same, so why should they eat the same foods?
Exactly.
So I think that individualised approach is definitely something that's already around, and it's about incorporating that into your programme. So exciting times ahead. Yeah,
definitely, and that's a good note to end on. Nice one, Mayur. Cheers, and we'll be catching your article on Wednesday, Immunity Part 2, and we'll be seeing a lot of you very soon.
Brilliant.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, Danny.
Bye.